Amen and amen. Mr. Butler, thank you very much for that prayer. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a pretty incredible meeting tonight. This is an open dialogue to the public. The goal of this night is to bring people on a weekly basis at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time who don't know anything about the Republic to get some information and also to get updates. It's not just an update call for the people that are already an existing part of the Republic. It's more or less a call for new people that don't have any clue about the Republic. We give information as to where they can go and get stuff to download and read. We also give information as to what's going on in this previous week in the Republic. We do have some unfinished business to take care of. One thing that we have not done properly is administration of an oath of our Vice President, Charles Eugene Wright. Do we have Justice Peachy on the phone?
Speaking.
Justice Peachy, you have the floor. Mr. Vice President Charles Wright, are you on the phone? Mr. Vice President, are you on the phone?
I am.
Okay. Gentlemen, please.
Thank you. I'm going to swear in the Vice President. And Kelby, is my phone, do you hear clearly and loudly?
You're a little muffled, but we do hear you.
Okay. When we did the swearing in of the oaths of the senators and the delegates here last month, I failed to address the office that Eugene Wright, also known as CW, was being seated as. Tonight I'm going to finish my work. My dad taught me that if you don't do something right the first time, you do it again. And so that's what we're going to be doing tonight. Charles Eugene Wright has been chosen to serve as the Vice President for Tim Turner, James Timothy Turner, the President. Are you prepared to take the oath of the Vice President, Charles?
I am.
Thank you. Charles Eugene Wright, do you solemnly swear or affirm that you will uphold, support, and defend the Constitution of the Republic of the United States of America against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that you will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, that you will take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion, and that you will well, faithfully discharge the duties of the office of Vice President of the Republic of the United States of America, of which you are about to enter with the help of God.
I do.
Thank you. You've now been sworn in as the official Vice President of the Republic of the United States of America. May God be with you.
Thank you. It will be an honor to serve the Republic.
We look forward to having you. Is that...
Gentlemen...
I think we're going to... Yes, sir.
Go ahead, Justice Peachy.
The justices of the Supreme Court we had intended to do tonight, but we're going to do that tomorrow night on the Justice Code. Is that correct, Kelby?
That's correct.
Okay, thank you. You have the floor.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, I am so proud to say that I am a part of this republic. I'm extremely excited to hear people administer an oath and people accept an oath. And as a matter of fact, when our Vice President just did that, I well up, and it's very hard, and I have to literally on the spot pray for strength so that I don't act foolish when I get back on the phone. CW, Mr. Vice President, I'm very proud of you, sir, and I'm very proud about the fact that you are the Vice President of the Republic of the United States, and I look forward to serving you in any capacity needed to help the Republic. We have several guest speakers tonight, at least 2 or 3. I'd like to open up the floor immediately to our president. His name is Mr. James Timothy Turner, and I would like to give him a brief introduction. I've met this man personally several times over the last, I'm guessing, year and a half. I can't begin to tell you how much this man loves the people. I can't begin to tell you how much this man has been a servant to the people his entire life, not just the last couple of years. You look at his heart when it comes to dealing with situations of a magnitude that we can't even fathom. And he always is constantly seeking fairness, rule of the law, with God in mind. I can go on and on with accolades about this man, and he is one of the sole exclusive reasons why I serve the Republic as hard as I do is because I know with the direction of our president, we are going to go places because he puts God in the forefront of his heart and all of his decisions. So without further ado, I'd like to present a man that I call a friend, but I admire deeply, Mr. President James Timothy Turner.
Thank you, Kelby. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, we can, sir.
Thank you for the introduction. I hope I can live up to your expectations. But anyway, I do love God and I love this country. And I've shared many things with you, Kelby, and others that we've been through to get to where we're at today. And I'm very excited about what I see happening. We are moving closer and getting more organized and better in place by the day. There are many changes taking place. The Congress is coming together. We're trying to get the committees formed so we can start actually acting like a legislature. And I need the legislators who are listening on the call to help us get that done. Tonight I have a parable for you. Christ taught in parables. And when I was praying the other day, we had some issues that we're trying to deal with, and I wasn't sure exactly how to do it. So I said, God, how should I do this? So he moved on me to give you a parable. In this parable, I made it up, but the principles came from God, and I want to share this with you because I think that it's important for you to understand what we're trying to do here. All of us are imperfect men. Not one of us is perfect. But the men that I serve with that are trying to pull this government together, every one of them have sacrificed and given their all to try to help to bring this thing to pass. And they've done it unselfishly. They've done it without any enumerations. They've done it without any pay. They've done it out of the goodness of their heart. Many of them have spent thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars, tens of thousands of dollars out of their own pockets because they believe in the cause that we're fighting for. And they know as well as I do because I've had many prayer sessions with these men, and they know that God is in charge of this movement. They don't have any question about that because they have personal interaction with God and with me on these issues, and they know God is in charge. I appreciate every one of those men that are stepping up and helping us make this happen because you can't do it without people. This is about the people. My parable is a very simple thing, but I'm going to bring that to you here. And I want you to think about the meaning of what I have to say here. Once upon a time, there were 2 mountain men. And those 2 mountain men decided to go up into the great Northwest and settle in. One of the mountain men, they were going along together, and he decided he liked this little valley, and he settled down in this little valley. The other mountain man man, he decided that was not a good enough spot for him. He had to find a better spot. So he kept on going miles over the mountain and finally found him a place. After looking and looking and looking, he settled with a place. It wasn't exactly what he wanted, but it was the best that he could find. So he eventually settled down. Now, the first mountain man that settled in the first little valley there, he went out about gathering the trees out of the forest and putting them in place to build him a log cabin, and he got his cabin built, and he put the roof on it, and he built a fireplace, and he chopped some wood because he knew winter was coming. The other mountain man, he went out and he analyzed every tree. He looked at every square inch, and he kept trying to find the perfect tree, and he wandered around for months and tried to find perfect trees to build his cabin with. But he couldn't find enough. And as a result, winter came, and he was unprepared, and he froze to death. Now, the first mountain man, his cabin wasn't perfect. It had holes between the logs, cracks and all. And so he took mud and he chinked the cracks, and he finished his cabin. Even though it wasn't perfect, it did the job, and it kept him warm in the wintertime. And it protected him from the wild beasts and the enemies. Even though it wasn't perfect, it did the job. Just as that mountain man did, we're doing today with this republic. This republic is not perfect, and it's not going to be perfect. And if you come and help us, it's still not going to be perfect. The founding fathers didn't make a perfect house. So they built something to shelter and protect the people of this great nation. And that republic is what we're trying to rebuild today. We're re-inhabiting that imperfect structure. And it's not going to be perfect the next time we talk. It's not going to be perfect 10 years from now or 50 years from now or maybe 100 years from now. But that's the job of Congress, to make it as good as we can. But we have to have the structure to protect our people from the enemies that we have, from the wild beasts that are certainly there, and from the elements. So we can gather our people of this great republic into this structure and protect them from the rest of the world. Because the enemies are there, folks. Now, we can sit around and we can nitpick at every little problem that we have out here, or every little procedure that you see out here that you don't like. And there are some of you doing that right now. And you should be ashamed of yourself. We're out here working day and night trying our best to bring this republic together, and you're working to tear it down. Shame on you. I won't tolerate you doing that anymore. And you know who you are. There's about half a dozen of you guys out there that are just absolutely daily trying to destroy what we're trying to build. But we're going to build this structure. And when the structure is built, even though it won't be perfect, we'll be inside and we'll be safe, and you're going to be out in the forest on your own. So don't come against our republic anymore. We're trying to build something to protect our people, and we will not let you stop it. Now, when the Congress convenes, it's Congress's job to take this imperfect structure and make it better. They've got all the time in the world to do that. They've got all the time that they need. They can work on it for the next 100 years, and they can fix all the cracks. They can go get more perfect logs and build a better log cabin. But right now, folks, we are out of time. We have got to have a structure to protect our people. I hope that you'll understand what I'm trying to tell you. We have got to build this cabin. We've got to build this republic. And we don't have the luxury of the time to sit around for the next 10 years and argue every little single procedure the way it should be. We've got to build it. And it's not going to be perfect. But Congress can make it better. Nothing we do is permanent. Everything we do is temporary until Congress, the representatives of we the people, meet and decide what they want to do on behalf of the people. The executive committee of this government has no authority except what comes from Congress. And their authority comes from the people. And if we don't follow those protocols, we're very well aware that we don't have any authority to do anything. And we're not trying to be in charge and be the boss and tell you what to do. We're trying to give you guidance and asking you to come along and help us make this happen.